afternoon, everyone. This is Meg at Chasing Retro. Today is a video flip through, as promised, of the Christmas journals that I have completed so far. There will be another video coming later of the teeny tiny Christmas journals that are not complete yet, so be sure that you come back and check those out if that's more your speed, if you're looking for more of a stocking stuffer maybe. The first thing I wanted to show you is these will also be going into my shop along with these journals. My daughter has created 2 sets of 9 watercolors that are Christmas themed, Christmas/winter themed. The only difference between the two really is one is a female snowman and one is a male snowman. So that's probably how I'll name the packs. So these will be going into my shop as well. Everything that you see today will be in my shop later this evening. It's Monday, November 20th. I can't give you an exact time. As soon as I get all the pictures and videos uploaded and the listings created. So just be looking throughout the evening if you see something that catches your eye. I'm going to show you the 4 large Christmas journals first. If I run out of time, I'll do the greeting card Christmas journals in a separate video. So we will play this by ear. The first one is called Meaning of Christmas. Now, some of the other ones I named the title of the book, but this one I just felt like I wanted to name it Meaning of Christmas. This is probably the oldest little golden book that I used, and it is much loved, but I love it. It's just aged to perfection. I left everything as it was. The back cover is original. I decided not to do corners or gold gilding or anything like that. I honestly just did not want to detract from the aged beauty of this book, and I thought long and hard about this. I also did not do a closure because sometimes with my journals I do not have the heart to punch a hole to run sari silk through it, and honestly the covers are so pretty of these, I didn't want to do a tie because it would cover up the image. So if you are absolutely convinced that you need a tie on one of these journals, I could possibly add it if you message me through my shop before you purchase, or right after you purchase is fine. But I just thought that maybe these needed to just be a little simple. They're not extremely gator mouthy. I mean, they bulge a little bit, but not terrible. But I just think they would be beautiful sitting on a table just like they are. So that's my reasoning behind my choices today. These are all 1.5-inch spine, and they've been reinforced with Tyvek and fabric. And then 2 signatures are sewn in. And the tassels have a variety of beads and some vintage bells. And each one has one of these large bells. I love them. We've got some chunky yarn. We've got some eyelash trim, some gold. Some of the beads are like I guess that would be called a lampwork bead. I'm not sure. Just interesting artsy beads. Vintage buttons. This is a vintage blue button and a vintage brass button. So that's what this tassel has, and it is removable if it gets in your way. Oh, we also have buttons and tiny little bells tied to the strings. All right, so I left everything as is. I honestly did not want to cover up these little characters with a pocket, so this is staying as it is. So I put the typical pocket that I put over here, I put on this side. These are tatted flowers that I got in Happy Mail from Dale at Not Too Shabby Chic. They were perfect for this journal. This is a vintage subtraction card that I've just sewn a little embellishment on the top. And this is some vintage gift wrap that I made into tags. Every one of these journals has a vintage gift wrap tag or 2 because I have some stash to use up in my gift wrap. This is a vintage golden white lace trim sewn to the edge. This is a vintage gift sack. And inside I've put a couple of cards from the paper pack that I used. This is a book. I love this book. I got this at a library sale in Florida. And it's all about Sally and her adventures. And they're oversized pages. So this one, of course, about the Christmas Christmas play I had to put in this journal. I punched some ivory paper. This is one of the catalogs that I purchased a while back on Marketplace. And this is the California Fruit gift catalog, so I put a piece of that in here. I sewed some glitter ribbon to this handwriting page. This is from a Bible story book. This is the cover of a Miles Kimball catalog from the mid-60s. Here's an envelope. I've put it all the way through, and then I did a little journaling card. Most everything that is sewn in these is sewn with metallic thread, when I could do that. I think I have a little bit of white in here, but most of it's metallic. This is an ideals page. We have corner punches on this blue page. This is some of that beautiful vintage gift wrap that I recently purchased. This is from a Christmas cantata book, and I've sewn a little fabric tab. Ledger paper, and then clipped here we have a vintage gift tag, and this image of these three, I'm guessing a mother and her two daughters at Christmas time. This is from a Bible story book as well. This is from a childcraft book, I believe. This is some of my tissue dye paper. Here's a belly band. This is made out of a greeting card. It's got beautiful gold on it, and this is just a little recipe for plum pudding. This is a vintage church bulletin from, I don't remember the church. It's a Baptist church, and it's from December 24th, 1961. This is some printer paper that I got in Happy Mail with some holly. This is from a children's Sunday school book. This is a vintage greeting card with a cutout here. Beautiful Mary and Joseph. Some more punched paper. This is another catalog for early American gifts. This is a little golden songbook. And then I folded one side of it to make a pocket. And we have a gift tag. You can fold it. It's got the fold line on it. And then two journaling cards. The other half of that card, it's got really pretty gold gilding. This is just a little fabric embellishment here. I put some ivory pom-pom trim on that page. This is some vintage gold rickrack. I have a little Christmas stamp here from Salzburg, Austria. Clipped to this page, I have, oh, I got something on the back. I did not realize that. I have a little journaling card and then another gift enclosure card. Does this one open? Yes, it does. And this is an envelope from the Miles Kimball, the same one that I used the cover for. So flip this around so I can put these on one side. The other side of the envelope, and just this is a digital from KB and Friends. The Bible story book page, a little bit of washi here. We have another gift wrapped tag, and then a Christmas telegram. This is also from KB and Friends. A fabric flip. A corner tuck, and then we have an original first issue envelope from Christmas 1980 and a vintage coaster. Another gift wrap tag with a little cluster that I did on top, and this is a library card, and I've just put some crepe paper ruffle on top of it. This is from a beautiful book that I got at a seminary. I don't remember the name of it, but they came out every year in the 1930s through the 60s, and it was called Christmas Annual, and it's like a celebration of art. So that's what this page is from. This is some more paper I got in Happy Mail. It's stationery. here, I'm not going to take this off, but this is a piece of vintage unused gift wrap. I love it so much. And then I'll give you a large piece to do something here with. And then a card, an edu card for pine tree or fir tree. This is from a book that I got in Happy Mail. It's a shape book. This is from Hans Brinker and the Silver Skates. Here's a greeting card that I think I got last year from the owner of Molly's Mantle Shop. She sent, I'm pretty sure that's who sent these to me. Or maybe I sent her one of these. I don't remember. But aren't they lovely? They're just so pretty. This is from a very old Christmas book, Christmas song book. This is a vintage matchbook, and it's Season's Greetings, and it's put out by Thompson's Restaurants. I put a little stamp cluster on this bag, and then tucked in here I have this cute image of these children looking at a tree, and another gift card, but this one doesn't open. This is another page from this art annual, I believe. Yes, the art annual that I got at the seminary library sale. And this is, of course, another picture of a family and a taped recipe that I got at an estate sale. And this is an Ideals image, and I made it into a tag. This is some dyed paper that I got from Marnell. It's beautiful. I'm so glad that I got to use it at last. A little velvet tab here with an Ideals page. This is a digital. This is not my digital. I want to say that this is Little Bindy. That used to be her name. I think she's changed her name. And some acetate dyed tape. Okay, so I went to an estate sale and I bought this big tote of notions, and inside of it the owner had taken ribbon and braided it so beautifully, but it was very loose and I was afraid it would come unraveled. So I just sewed it as it is to the page. Vintage gift wrap. This is just a little cutout of a sparkly snowflake. A whale-tail tab. Some tracing paper, a doily, an order form. Another Ideals page is the center. Crepe paper ruffle. I love making those. Another vintage Christmas stamp. This one's from the 70s, I think. This is a little flip out page for extra journaling space. Little paper cluster with rickrack. We have a stationery sheet here and a shaker card. We have a tag that I made. And then this is a piece of ephemera. I don't know how old this is. I don't think it's super old, but it looks to be handmade. It flips down, and it's just so lovely. We have a little ornament in here, a little paper ornament. The back of that Christmas card. Tacked here, we have a Betty Crocker card for Wassel, and another little tiny card. And then this is a very old Christmas card. Y'all look. It was in that box of cards that I told y'all about from the families that all knew each other. One of them was an Associate Chief Justice. A card and a little label here, and some vintage crocheted lace. And then a little journaling card and 2 tags. Okay, again, this one is entitled Meaning of Christmas. Oh, I didn't tell y'all the measurements. 7 1/4 tall, 6 wide, 1.5 inch spine, and there are 52 pages, so 104 back and fronts on this one. This one is the largest page-wise of the journals. The second one is called Santa's Toy Shop, and that will be the name in the shop. This one has some really fun stuff in it. Again, some bells, the big white bell, some buttons, some wooden beads, this cute little charm that looks like a Christmas light, fibers, gingham ribbon, and then all of them have the tiny bells with the buttons right there. This one I did decide to put the the pocket, but I preserved this precious little inscription by the mom and then the daughter drawing on it because I just couldn't cover that up. A vintage bingo card that I put an image on. A vintage flashcard. I embellished it with holly and I put a vintage coaster in and then a telegram. There's some white eyelet on that page. This is from a Christmas card. I turned it into a shaped tuck spot, and this is a vintage Christmas card that has never been used. This page was also much loved, this book rather, so I did a little bit of, mending. I put some paper here and covered up some tears with vintage tape, but I wanted to make it still look vintage. So we have some computer paper, a ruffle made of crepe paper, some printer paper, Hans Brinker page. This is a flip out. And then here's another sheet of that pristine vintage gift wrap. A shaped gingerbread page. I folded the original storybook pages in about 1 inch. A fabric pocket with this cute little angel girl. And then this is from a home ec booklet, and I put graph paper on the back. Vintage gift wrap. This is from Gio. Oh my goodness, I always forget the last name. Fujikawa, Gio Fujikawa. And I put some red pom-pom on the edge. Little golden songbook. Polka dot sack. And then this is one of those recipe booklets with a coupon that you would have gotten at the grocery store. Another California gift catalog. A little cluster here with a vintage gift insert, Betty Crocker recipe. And these are those stencils that you would use when you spray the fake snow on your windows. So I thought that would be a fun little addition. From a vintage reader. An Ideals page, and I sewed a Santa trim here as a tab. My words are getting mixed today. Another vintage card. How sweet is he? This is from a Richard Scarry Christmas book, and this story is hilarious. The Naughty Little Reindeer. See, you can't tell, but he's sitting far apart from his friends, and he just refuses to move. And here's a library card. And this is from the back of a vintage catalog from the 60s. How awesome are these centerpieces? I would use that in my home. Dictionary page. This vintage Hallmark dual-sided calico gift wrap. The center page is what I put as the center of the original signature in the book. Here's another Richard Scarry tuck spot with a gift wrap tag. This is from another vintage greeting card. Not super vintage. It's made to look old. And then I sewed a little ribbon on the top. And this is actually a picture of my mom's. This was what she got for Christmas when she was about 4 or 5. So I made it look like it was a Polaroid and printed it out. This is also from a catalog. This is a greeting card that I turned into a pocket and just another journaling spot. the back of that card. This one does have writing. Ideals page. A little cluster here. A little notepad sheet and another one of the Richard Scary images. I loved the pink house. This is from a vintage Better Homes magazine, I think. I thought he was cute. He looks like he's doing exercises. And this is a foldable gift card and just a piece of paper from the paper pack. This is a Christmas card turned into a tag, and I've added these little KB and Friends birds. And this is just a fussy cut out of some vintage wrapping paper. Yes, this is what this is attached to. This is the other half of that Fujikawa page. A vintage tally. And this was an insert in a vintage magazine, and it's just showing you all the gifts that you could buy for the people on your list, and they are epic. Blast from the past. I probably should have used a bigger paper clip. This is a vintage seal. I used some beautiful aqua colored trim here. This is a vintage tree edu card. And then I made a shaker card. So static has come to my home, and a lot of the shaker cards aren't really cooperating because of that, but I just glued him here for some pizzazz, and this is a little shimmer ribbon. A little sticker. A fabric flip and some fun colors. I need to add something to this pocket. I remembered that I left that blank. This is some, I love to take tissue paper and glue it to file folders. So that's what this is right here. Here's a card from the paper pack and a Family Circus cartoon. This is from a vintage magazine. Sunday school book. Ideals. Fun little daisy trim. Tracing paper. This is some probably 90s stationery, and I just printed on the back. This is from an Ideals book, like a special edition book. This is from a catalog from the 60s. Belly band with some vintage trim, and then it is a piece of stationery. This might give you a little trouble because this trim has, I probably shouldn't have taken this out. The shimmery threads that you see in the angels in the tree, so they tend to catch on things pretty badly. So just be careful when you put things in and out of that spot. This is a very old mimeographed recipe page, probably shared by teachers. I think I got this out of a teacher's estate sale. Looks like something a teacher group would share. Vintage gift wrap. Art tissue dyed paper. A doily, a very large doily that I folded twice to make a pocket. And this is a Christmas first issue from 1984. On the back side I put a tag. This is a very old matchbook. It's very loved, but it is from a gas station, and I thought it was very mid-century modern. Another stationery page and a little gift tag in these beautiful aqua colors. Oops, this one, I might put this in that tuck spot because it is just a loose stationery page. This is from a greeting card, and I turned it into a really fun, it is very 3D. It's popping up, and it's got the thread and Santa's pom-pom. And then this came from a vintage childcraft book. Got some lace here. And last of all, we have a journaling card with some shiny ornaments and a layaway tag and a little card from the kit. All right, let me go back and find this spot. Put the snowman note in there. So again, this one is called Santa's Toy Shop. Oh, did I tell you the pages? I didn't. 7 7/8 tall, 6 1/8 wide, 1.5 inch spine, and this one has 45 pages, so 90 back and front. Number 3, Santa's Surprise book, and this one will be called Santa's Surprise. This one has really fun tassel with a white bell, more bells, bells everywhere, y'all, and then more bells. And I'll go ahead and tell you the measurements of this one. This one is 8 3/8 tall, 5 3/4 wide, 1.5 inch spine, and it has 40 pages total, so 80 back and fronts. I didn't want to cover this up, so it stayed as is. I sewed a bow onto this subtraction card, and this is a telegram from Katie and Friends. And y'all, look at this sweet little Santa. This was a set of napkin rings that I got at an estate sale, and I wanted to save him and put him on the Santa book. Some vintage eyelet. Again, I had to do some mending, and I folded in the pages of this book about 1 inch to preserve it. A fabric tab on computer paper, a Betty Crocker candy cane cookies. This is from the Ideals Keepsake book. I just love this page. Visions of Sugar Plums, I guess that's what that would be. And look at this candy shop. Steno paper. A little cluster here. Sunday school book. This is a vintage card. How sweet is that little kid, that little girl. And then a little pocket made out of computer paper. This is a flip up tag. And this is a magazine image. And this is a paper pack card. Little golden songbook page. This is from a vintage McCall's magazine, I think. I turned this little guy into a tuck spot, and then we have a home ec recipe and a first issue envelope from '82, and some washi to cover up a staple because I stapled this starched snowflake doily and I didn't want anyone to get hurt. This is a vintage catalog page. This is a little sack with some vintage Christmas seals that are unused. Here I have a calendar page from December 1965 and a journaling card with some pretty ornaments. These little paper clips can be so tight when you try to take them off. A little notepad sheet with some rickrack. Oh goodness, my kitty cat was trying to get one of the tassels. I got it though. Glitter ribbon. Clipped here we have a vintage gift tag. This looks very 90s to me. And a greeting card that I turned into a shaker card. It already had the cutout and the cellophane, so it made it easy for me. Here's a vintage matchbook. It says, "Greetings of the Season," and it's from a feed market and hatchery. A little sack with a journaling card. Oops, this page got creased. This is one of the early American gift catalogs from the 60s. Beautiful mint colored. I threw in a little bit of mint and pink with this one. It just felt like it needed it. And then a greeting card pocket, a vintage tally, and these beautiful bright colors, and a vintage greeting card turned into a tag. This is the back cover of one of those catalogs again. And a recipe for Aroma of Christmas. It's like a simmering pot. And then here we have another greeting card turned into a tag. I added some glitter. fun little card, and then a little a vintage magazine image that I made into a cluster. I think I'm gonna have to do the mini ones in a separate video, but that's fine. And a little cluster here. Fabric flip with Santa and some candy cane ruffle. Here we have a stationery page, and this is a renewal card with these cool, it's like a punch card from the magazine. And this is, oh my goodness, I got this in a scrapbook. So this is from the early 50s. The girl had folded up some gift wrap that her boyfriend had given her a Christmas gift in, and it was very delicate, but I glued it down to file folder. Here is another gift wrap tag and a fun little journaling card. And then, let's see what this is. Handwritten recipe for Merry Christmas bars. It looks like fruitcake to me. Some vintage silver trim on this Ideals page. Clipped here, we have a vintage coaster, and this is a vintage greeting card that was sort of like a story, and it opens all the way out, and there's the sentiment that the person wrote. This is from, I believe, Miles Kimball or Forceland, or one of those, you know, just, I wouldn't say gimmicky, but just novelty catalogs from the 60s. Gingerbread page, Santa, another greeting card. This flips out, and then we have another sheet of that beautiful, groovy, unused vintage gift wrap. That's probably my favorite. This is an insert in a vintage magazine about which toys are best for which age. A shaped book page. A side pocket with this catalog image of these little angel candles. My mom has some of these. And a tree card. Tracing paper. A tuck spot with a vintage Golden Book Rudolph, and then a little tag and a little journaling card. He's so cute. I stamped a reindeer onto graph paper right here. This is some red lace that I sewed some green rickrack on top of. And last but not least, a library tag card, a little glittery tag, and an image from Richard Scarry. I think that's the naughty little reindeer from the other book. Looks like he finally got his act together. And this cute image on the back. I just love the seafoam green that's throughout this book. The back is much loved, but again, I wanted to leave these as they are because children love their books, and it shows, and I just think that's part of the magic of Christmas. Okay, I'm gonna move these so my kitty cat won't be tempted anymore. Last one is called Keep Christmas, and it's just a shortened version of the title. This is a very small square book, and it is sort of a, it's not a children's book, it's sort of a gift book. And I just love the colors and the trees that are throughout, and the almost like pencil or charcoal drawings. And I put a vintage, like an antique gold bell, some really cool glass beads. This is probably the sparkliest tassel of all of them. Buttons, more little things dangling there. This one measures 6 3/4 tall, 5.5 wide, 1.5 inch spine, and it has 38 pages, so 76 back and front. We have a German card with a little cluster that I did. Isn't this the sweetest image? So I turned that's from a greeting card. I turned that into a text spot. And we have some cards and a little telegram here. This is a foldable gift card, gift insert card. Here's some eyelets. I left the original introduction so you could read it. A little cluster here. Text spot again with a library card. Here's some of that Hallmark double-sided gift wrap. The Ideals keepsake book. Computer paper pocket with a recipe. Look, this has been used like crazy, right? Some of my Franken paper and a little lace and fabric cluster. This is from a children's Bible story book. A stamped Merry Christmas right here. Ideals page. My little cat. She's needing attention. This is a home ec book page from Eagle brand. Here's a little label that says Let It Snow. Oh, this is some paper I did last year with sprinkles. So that's what these dots are. Actual cake sprinkles. A vintage Christmas card. This is this might be from that seminary book, but it was just this beautiful textured, full color, full page image, and I just turned it into a center pocket. This is some of that very old gift wrap that I found in the scrapbook, and then I made a shaker card. And another one of those vintage little teeny tiny Christmas cards from 1933. And then a gift wrap tag. And this is, I cut this out of a Reader's Digest, and then I put glossy accents on the leaves. Or actually, I think my husband did that one during our craft day. This is a sewing pattern lady, and I added some holly to make her look more Christmassy. Pom-pom trim. Ideals page. This folds out, and then here's a piece of that lovely gift wrap. So I have all 4 of the designs, one in each of the books. Another gift wrap tag. This one's pretty shiny. A flip up tag with a reindeer and a gift insert. And this is just a little felt sticker that I added glitter to. A little journaling card and another personal photo. This is, oops, so sorry. This is a picture of my dad's house when he was growing up. We had a particular large snowstorm when he was about 10, and I think that is the year that was taken. A little cluster here. Fabric flip. This is a pole in the eyes of a child, and a little card. A tree card, a gift wrap tag, and a card from the paper kit. Here's a matchbook. This was a Christmas tree farm, Dahlonega, Georgia. Some engineering paper and a vintage seal. So this is from a book called Cake Secrets, and I kind of hoarded the book, but I knew I needed to put this cake in here because just look at it. This is from a Christmas cantata book. Here's some gift wrap from Current. I stamped a little house there, and this is a vintage yo-yo. Journaling card. This is a Mickey Mouse Christmas story. My daughter freaked out because she was like, I didn't know Mickey and Minnie had kids, but turns out they were nephews. I had forgotten they had nephews. Here's a gift card that we added some glossy accents to, and someone's Christmas tree, and a stationery page. A dyed dictionary page, a catalog page, a cute little embellishment of a poinsettia. And this is some beautiful vintage, very wide eyelet. So I put it on one of the shorter pages so it wouldn't stick out too much. And then this is a very old gift insert from Mrs. Devons, whoever Mrs. Devons was. You can tell that's a fountain pen though. Ideals page is the center. Here we have clipped a vintage coaster and a Hanover House flip out envelope order form. That might be what those catalog pages are from, Hanover House. That's what it is. Side pocket with a little stamped Rolodex card, and then this must be a recipe. Merry Christmas bars. This is a vintage gift card and a first issue envelope from 1975 and the back of a catalog. I used every bit of that catalog image because it was so retro. Grandma Moses painting. A little sewing pattern sticker girl. This is some vintage velvet lace. Here's a Better Homes card with these Cheerio Christmas trees. And this is from a vintage children's book and a tag from a Christmas songbook. Okay, this one is called Keep Christmas. Yes, that's right, Keep Christmas. Okay, so these 4 will be in my shop sometime this evening. And now I will move on to the flip through of the 4 Christmas greeting card journals. Thanks for watching, y'all.